Hey everybody, I wanted to do a quick video on what the heck is Steve doing now? Let's see. I wanted to do this video about kind of what I'm doing and actually not doing business-wise at the moment, and why, and what products I'm using or not using, and my opinions on different things. And because there's a lot of misconceptions, and I just want to be super clear about stuff. You know, kind of my background is that I've spent 26 years in holistic health, and most recently, a lot of it as an emotion code and body code practitioner, as someone who mentors a lot of other practitioners. And, over the years, developed a decent following of people on Facebook who are like, hey, I find it interesting what you share and what you recommend. And so I had a certain amount of audience. Okay. And when COVID started, Healy came across my path, and I looked at this amazing little quantum device and its ability to really track down what's going on with people and to give them a frequency to heal it. And I looked at it and I go, man, I think if my clients actually had a device like this, they could do for themselves what I end up having to do for them. And, I'm not cheap on an hourly rate. And so when I started doing Healy, I didn't look at it and say, this has everything I'm looking for in a network marketing business as an amazing opportunity. I go, it's new, right? And I knew the advantage of first movers advantage. And I was like, it's new, but there's issues. Some of the issues were they didn't really have a good system in place to train people. The people who own the company and found the company don't have a lot of experience in network marketing. And I know that often has make major mistakes in running a network marketing company. But I'm like, but it's super cool. I'm going to tell people. And I did, passionately, enthusiastically. We sold a huge amount of product. I personally sold more of those devices in 2020 than anyone else in the world. And it was amazing. And I got a Porsche bonus and all that, and made great money in 2020. I doubled my income, worked half as hard. It was awesome. At the same time, there's a lot of technical issues, huge amount of customer support issues with the company having grown too fast, not having the structures in place to actually do network marketing effectively, and a lot of questions from a lot of people on using it and how do you use the app, and I'm having problems and just endless questions like that. But it's all good. But really, towards the end of the summer, like in September, the income was down so much, that I was ready for an actual deliberately choose an opportunity. And one of the things to understand is, like, my focus and calling in life is not to be a network marketer. It's not what I'm supposed to do with my life. I like it. I do pretty well at it. My focus is what I'm really supposed to do with my life is work together with my wife and work on our business called Spirit, Soul, Body Reset, which is to help people integrate their spiritual life and their emotional life and their physical life with different and integrate it all with some simple techniques on how to do that, because I don't think a lot of people do that very well, especially in the church. And it's something we're good at, and there's a huge need for it. And I know that that's what we're supposed to do. But to do something like that, I really need to be able to focus on it and have some extra money to do that. And that's where a good network marketing opportunity can come in. So in the fall, I started writing in my journal. I made a decision. I was ready for something else, and I started writing in my journal that I want to build something extraordinary. So something big that will last. I want to build something extraordinary. I can build something extraordinary. I will. I am now. And I wrote that out in my journal over and over and over. And a few days later, a friend of mine called me about this. And as he told me about this curcumin product, I was like, oh my goodness, this is exactly what I'm looking for, specifically for a business opportunity and an amazing product. For me, if it doesn't help people, it's not a good business opportunity for me because I'm not interested. is boring, right? I've got friends who are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in various cryptocurrency business opportunities. I'm like, that's amazing, but I just like, I don't really get it, and it doesn't interest me that much, so I can't do it, right? And this is an extraordinary product for what it's doing for people, for how cheap it is, but also everything's in place for me. Like, yeah, this is an awesome long-term business opportunity. They have the structure in place, the management is right, the systems, everything. Love it. And so that is my my focus right now, to build a legacy for my family with Vidify, and this simple product that radically reduces inflammation. I mean, sometimes it's like boom, like that. Now, having said that, I'm always looking for cool stuff to play around with. Doesn't mean I'm focusing on it business-wise. And recently, this device came up. It's called an iTerahertz wand, iTeraCare. And so this thing, it's plugged into the wall. You turn it on, right? And it blows a certain frequency that will penetrate about a foot deep in your body, okay? And it's the frequency of healthy cells. That's all how I'll explain it. And some of the results are stunning, like really stunning. A friend of mine, like I'll just give you an example. Basically, instead of complicated programs and everything, you take it, you point it at the part of your body that you want healed, and it does stuff. Improves circulation, improves the health of the cells. A friend of mine, who's actually also a distributor for this company, said, yeah, he goes, I had a friend of mine who had a stroke, and you couldn't really understand him very well. Very painful to listen to him. And he bought one of these. And about 5 days later, he leaves me a voicemail. He's like, hey, man, how are you doing? Watch this. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, and starts repeating the alphabet. So I started looking at it. I'm like, this is so cool. I'm like, nerd for this. I'm like, I'm going to share it with a few people. And I've made 1 or 2 Facebook posts, and it's been super popular. Okay. And so people ask me, well, what's the difference between these two? Like, as if you have to choose one or the other. So this is a much more elegant and sophisticated device, also 5 times as expensive. Okay. This does things that this can't. I use this very much to elevate levels of consciousness and what I'm thinking and how I'm operating in life, and it's extraordinary. And I use it to help me guide the type of coaching I do for people. Okay. But it's also much more complicated, right? You got to use your phone. You got to make sure your phone's attached to it. There's all these different programs and how to use the programs, how to interpret the information. So it's complicated. Okay. This is not. Okay. So, by the way, I don't really have time, inclination, or the desire to go and recruit people who are not in my Healy business for some new device or business. Okay. I don't have the time. It's not really ethical. So Healy's, I still have a Healy business, even though the volume is down a lot. There's some really super cool things coming with this company in the future. New devices, new technologies, everything. I hope they stay in business long enough to make that happen, right? So I'm very grateful for what this product has done and everything, and I'm not bad mouthing it, except for like they've really screwed up some management stuff, and they know it, and they're trying to fix it. This is just, it's something new, something simple. It's a very, very new. I'm not focusing on it long-term as a business opportunity for a whole host of reasons, but I'm definitely sharing with people. I'm having fun sharing with people, and I'm nerded out about what it's doing for people. But anyways, so I hope that makes sense. This is like the simplest, least expensive, most effective thing I've ever sold in my life. And there you go. And this is the most elegant thing I've ever come across. We're like, amazing what it'll do over distance. And this is a new hobby. That's it. I hope that makes sense, because people go, well, what's the difference between the Healy and the iTeraCare? And I was like, it's very different. It's like, yeah, you can't replace the two. Had a friend of mine who's uses this a lot, and he's had a stroke. He's still suffering from some impact of the stroke. And I'm like, you should try this. He's like, no, I have the Rolls Royce already. I'm like, whatever. People get so wrapped up in one device or one thing and you can't try anything else. I'm like, okay, have fun. So anyways, hope that clears things up. If you have any questions about any of it, let me know. But I'm still a Healy dude. I'm still helping people. I'm not actively building a business at the moment because it's an extraordinary device. And if you're willing to learn how to do it, it will fundamentally change your life. Okay. But I can't say, oh, this is a great opportunity right now because the company's not growing in the markets. What they're doing is not working in the marketplace. This has an extraordinary opportunity and future, and it's what I'm going to leave a legacy for my kids with. Anyways, hope you guys have an awesome Monday.